coming to you from Meadow Mill and sponsored by University of Maryland, Baltimore. I'm Amanda. This is Alan Filer, our editor-in-chief. You can join us here every Tuesday at 12:30 for your weekly news roundup and a discussion of current events. Please feel free to comment and ask us questions in the field below. Welcome, Alan. How are you today?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm okay. I sound probably worse
sound rotten.
than. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm on the mend. I'm on the mend.
Good.
I'm glad we get to schedule these little weekly tete-a-tetes because I don't think I'd ever see you otherwise.
No, it's so true.
We're
all so busy.
It's nice to have this time to catch up with you once a week. So unfortunately, all of today's news is either about death or companies going out of business. So it's going to be a bit bleak.
Yeah.
Before we get to all that horrible stuff, we should probably mention that Senator Bernie Sanders was in our neck of the woods last week.
That's right. About 400 people felt the burn in Silver Spring. The former presidential candidate came to Silver Spring on July 13th to endorse former NAACP President Benjamin Jealous for Maryland's next governor. He said at the rally, Ben Jealous has the radical idea that government should work for all of the people, not just the 1%. The rally was sponsored by our Revolution Maryland. The race to challenge Governor Larry Hogan is really heating up. Other candidates in the race include Prince George's County Executive Rushern L. Baker III, entrepreneur Alec Ross, and Baltimore attorney Jim Shea. Expected to announce soon is Baltimore County Executive Kevin Kamenetz. In addition, former Attorney General Douglas F. Gansler and Representative John Delaney are reportedly considering a run.
Wow, it sounds like it's going to be a crowded race. It's going to be
Bernie's involved.
Entertaining one, too, I'm
house.
sure. So you can read coverage of that event at jmoreliving.com. All right, Alan, we better get right into some of the sadder news of the day.
Yes, well, Julius the giraffe did not make it, unfortunately. The Maryland Zoo in Baltimore's baby giraffe died on July 15th. He was only a month old, but had never learned to nurse properly. He was given 2 transfusions of giraffe plasma and multiple courses of antibiotics in order to stabilize his condition, but he continued to decline.
He fought the good fight.
Yep.
I think they were going to perform an autopsy or some sort of examination to see if there was another underlying condition that they couldn't detect while he was alive. So I guess we'll find out what was up with Julius. You can leave a message for him at #TeamJulius if you are so inclined.
Now, more bad news, this time for Baltimore. Baltimore Clayworks is closing. According to Baltimore Fishbowl, Mount Washington's Baltimore Clayworks, the 37-year-old ceramic arts nonprofit, is filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy and considering a total shutdown of operations. The impending closure follows a failed sale of the organization's 2 buildings on Smith Avenue. Clayworks, which needs to pay off more than $1 million worth of debt that accumulated over the past 13 years, had planned to sell both of its historic properties for $3.7 million to the nonprofit Itinerus, which serves adults with the autism spectrum disorder. However, the group pulled out of the sale earlier this month after its landlord offered to sell the nonprofit the space it rents on TV Hill.
Yeah, that's really too bad. I know it's really popular in the community. I know a lot of people have done various classes or sales or events there. I actually never did, and now I'm really regretting it.
Yeah, they do a lot of good work there. They just couldn't swing it.
Yeah,
so it's a sad thing for the arts community here.
It is.
In other shutdown news, the Manischewitz company announced that it will close its Newark, New Jersey facility, cutting 169 jobs, according to the JTA Wire service. A company spokesman said, beginning this fall, our products will be made at a more modern New Jersey facility. Manischewitz is working to help the laid-off employees find jobs, according to the spokesman. The 129-year-old company calls itself the nation's largest manufacturer of processed kosher foods products and the #1 baker of matzah in the entire world.
Oh, no. I hope there's not an impending matzah shortage. What will we do?
I think some people would prefer that.
Oh well. Maybe there's going to be a grape juice shortage, too.
You never know. Those of us who don't love matzah.
Right. Those of us. I like matzah pizza. If you're just joining us, this is Jmore's Need to Know on Facebook Live, coming to you from Meadow Mill and sponsored by University of Maryland, Baltimore. Ask us whatever you like in the comments field below, and be sure to like and share.
Some unfortunate news now for same-sex couples in Israel. The Israeli government remains opposed to allowing same-sex couples to adopt in the country, the state said in response to a Supreme Court petition regarding adoption by same-sex and common-law couples. The petition was filed by the Association of Israeli Gay Fathers with the Israel Religious Action Center of the Reform Movement against the Social Affairs Ministry and the Attorney General, according to Haaretz. The state's decision not to change its stance on same-sex couples, quote, takes into account the reality of Israeli society and the difficulty it may entail with regard to the child being adopted, the government said in a response to the court, citing child welfare services. Same-sex couples can be approved for adoption, but they can only adopt children for whom a heterosexual couple cannot be found. The same-sex couples are generally offered special needs or at-risk children or older children who cannot be placed. Many same-sex couples adopt babies from other countries.
It's ridiculous. We need to realize love is love. Children need homes. Put them in a loving home.
Absolutely. In other LGBT news, according to CNN, Chechnya's leader, Ramzan Kadyrov, remarked this week on HBO's Real Sports with Brian Gumbel that there are no gay people in the Russian Republic. Quote, we don't have such people here. We don't have gays. If there are any, take them to Canada. Take them far away from us to purify our blood. If there are any here, take them, Kadyrov said. HBO reporter David Scott asked Kadyrov whether it concerns him, quote, as a matter of law and order when he hears stories of abuse and torture. They're made up. They are devils. They are for sale. They are subhuman, he said. A European court ruled last month that Russia's so-called gay propaganda law is discriminatory, promotes homophobia, and violates the European Convention on Human Rights.
He is a scary individual. Yeah. Real winner there.
Seems a little misguided.
Yeah, a little bit.
Some news about anti-Semitism that's on the rise in the UK. According to a new study released by the Campaign Against Anti-Semitism, anti-Semitic crime rose 44% in the past 2 years in the UK. The 2016 National Anti-Semitic Crime Audit registered a total of 1,078 anti-Semitic crimes. Among those crimes, 105 were violent. Anti-Semitic crime has already been a factor in the initial months of 2017, with incidents including the firebombing of kosher restaurants in Manchester, a man stopped by police after chasing Jews in London, brandishing a meat cleaver and machete, and police closing down London streets to make way for a major pro-Hezbollah march.
We need to stop the trend, reverse it. Before we move on to the world of entertainment, this is a reminder that you're watching Jmore's Need to Know on Facebook Live, coming to you from Meadow Mill and sponsored by University of Maryland, Baltimore. You can join us here every Tuesday at 12:30. Follow us at #Jmore Need to Know and see more news at jmoreliving.com. What else is happening?
Well, some more sad news, this time from Tinseltown. Rest in peace, Martin Landau, the Academy Award-winning actor who died on July 15th at the age of 89. And once again, I have to give a little shout-out to my old friend and colleague, Rona Hirsch.
Hi, Rona.
Because I believe Rona interviewed Martin Landau years ago.
That's cool.
And said he was an amazing guy. Of course, well-known for Mission Impossible and other things. Landau received his Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for playing Bela Lugosi in Tim Burton's Ed Wood.
Very good movie.
He also starred in Alfred Hitchcock's North by Northwest and TV's, of course, I said it before, TV's Mission Impossible.
Alan did used to watch the old Mission Impossible show.
I did watch it. I watched it during the Peter Grave era. I don't remember watching it during Martin Landau's era, except maybe in reruns.
Okay. What else?
Shabbat Shalom from Ashton Kutcher. Now you can really enjoy your Shabbat,
that
right?
Makes sense to follow.
The actor wished his Instagram followers a Shabbat Shalom on July 14th and earned approximately 4,000 likes in less than an hour. Wow. He posted an image of candles with a Shabbat blessing in Hebrew. Kutcher and his wife, Jewish actress Mila Kunis, are raising their children in her faith. Kutcher has also been a longtime follower of Kabbalah, that's Jewish mystical thought, and has visited Israel many, many times.
So do you think now would be a good time to mention that I never really knew that either Martin Landau or Mila Kunis were Jewish?
Wow.
I know. It never occurred to me.
Not even Martin Landau?
Well, I mean, I should have. If I had thought about it, I probably would have known. I mean, he's been in Woody Allen movies, right? So that should have been a dead giveaway. But Mila, I thought she was something more exotic. I don't know.
Well, she is exotic.
She's exotic.
She's Ukrainian. I think she came here as a little girl from Ukraine.
All right.
And she has a Jewish background, so we're claiming her.
Yeah, it didn't hit me. But anyway, Shabbat on, Ashton.
Natalie Portman also is Jewish, by the way.
I know that one. And actually,
Black
she had really nice things to say about Ashton Kutcher. Apparently, she learned more about Judaism from him than anyone could have taught her.
Wow.
So that's interesting.
He knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff. He's been studying.
Impressive guy.
Yeah. Let's get right into that J word of the day. What is it, Alan?
Well, today's J word of the day is kibitzer.
Kibitzer.
And as you might assume, it's Yiddish. And what does it mean? It means a talker or a chatterbox. An example, that Franz Kafka, he was never much of a kibitzer, which is actually very true.
I'm pretty sure we're both known in our circles as kibitzers, so I'm going to guess.
I would hope so.
So, by the way, it is Artscape Week. I'm just putting that out there as a public service, which means there'll be plenty of kibitzing going on around Mount Royal and Station
But not
North.
much parking.
No, exactly. So keep that in mind while you're trying to drive downtown. There are several road closures and parking restrictions in effect all week. Just keep that top of mind because it's going to be a cluster. That is it for us today. Remember to join us here Tuesdays at 12:30 for your Need to Know News Roundup. Additionally, you can join us on Fridays at 12:30 for your Weekend Agenda with myself and Simone Ellen.
Yay.
Yay. In the meantime, have a great week. We'll see you soon. Don't forget to comment, like, and share, and follow at hashtag Jmore Need to Know. And go to jmoreliving.com for more news updates. And keep kibitzing!
Keep kibitzing. Bye.